Hey everyone, this is Pete and welcome back to Atari A to Z Flashback, a series of explorations of the 150 games that make up Atari Flashback Classics for Nintendo Switch. Today's game is Yars Return. This was a 2005 follow-up to the famous Yars Revenge, with some debate over who originally developed it, possibly Raymond Young. It was originally released for the Atari Flashback 2 console, and a developer called Dennis Dubrow, apologies if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, tweaked the original release, which was quite unstable and had some issues. And this updated version found its way into subsequent models of the Atari Flashback console. Speaking in 2016, Dubrow noted that he regretted replacing Howard Scott Warshaw's famous Easter egg from Yars Revenge, because Yars Return was basically a ROM hack of Yars Revenge with his own name, because the version that he released was originally only intended for testers. And Dubrow actually contacted Warshaw to apologise, and Warshaw was absolutely fine with it. Dubrow also developed a version 2.2 of the game which fixed the problem with one of the drones which couldn't kill the player. But as of 2020 the bugged version was still being put on Flashback consoles, so I guess it remains to be seen if we've got the fixed version on Atari Flashback Classics. So let's go play Yars Return. Okay, welcome back once again to Atari Flashback Classics and the penultimate last but one game in our exploration of these 150 games. So this is Yars Return. This is not a game that came out back in the day, as we said in the intro. This is a 2005 release, I think it was. It's basically a ROM hack of Yars Revenge that switches up the gameplay a bit. This is actually one of the few cartridges that Atari, or whatever Atari is these days, has released through its new Atari XP label. So you can now actually get this game on a proper 2600 cartridge for a fairly extortionate amount of money. Or you can play it here. Anyway, let's see if there's any manual for this. There is a little bit. So this will be from the original release on the Flashback consoles. Yars Return, 1 or 2 players. The brand new groundbreaking sequel to the original Yars TM Revenge. After enduring countless centuries of tyranny under the rule of the Qotile Empire, the Yarians plan an assault deep within the hive of the Qotile homeworld. 3 brave Yarians are sent to venture deep within the heavily guarded underground complex of the Qotiles. Their ultimate objective, the Master Qotile Chambers, and to do battle head-to-head against the Master Qotiles. Once defeated, move a Yarian quickly into the next complex and seek out another Master Qotile. The Yarians don't know how many of these ruthless rulers exist, but the fate of all the Yarians rests in them defeating the Qotile Empire once and for all. The primary objective of the game is to break a path through the shield and destroy the Qotile that blasts from the Zorlon cannon. So it's basically the same idea as Yars Revenge, it's just it's structured a little bit differently. So in the original Yars Revenge it was very much left to right gameplay. In this one you're sort of fighting on 3 fronts, as it were. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, you're fighting on 3 fronts, as it were. But the basic gameplay is the same. You have to blast your way through the shield and then use the Zorlon cannon to blast off a projectile to defeat them. Yeah, okay. So there are 5 different variations. Game 0 is the simplest version, a good choice for young children to play. It features a slow destroyer missile. Game 1 is the 2-player version of Game 0. Game 2 is the normal game with 2 alternating shield configurations plus a destroyer missile and a swirl travelling at normal speed. Game 3 is the 2-player version. Game 4 is a Zorlon cannon that bounces off the shield. Okay, so I think we want to play Game 2. Let's have a look. Right, so Game Select. There we are. Oh, it's on Game Select 2 by default from the look of things. Alright, game reset. Let us begin. Oops. I Zorloned myself. Now, interestingly, in this you seem to be able to fire through the neutrals. Oh, you can't fire when you're in the neutral zone. That's it, but you can fire through it. I was sure in the original Yars Revenge that you couldn't that you couldn't shoot through the neutral zone, but it's just when you're sitting in the neutral zone you can't fire. Oops. There we go. Nicely done. Right, so now we've got this sort of flickering shield, which is very much like the one in Yars Revenge. Oh, it's all on myself again. Right. Okay, try again. So, supposedly, one of these drones doesn't kill you if it's the version that Debray was talking about. So, yeah, there we are. so one of those things you don't need to worry about at all, because although Dennis Debray made a patched version, they just haven't put it in any of the subsequent releases. So that's good to know. There are quite a few nice little touches in this, actually. There's some additional animations on the Yar, for one thing. So like there's a proper death animation now, which is new. So it's not just a straight plane with a slightly different screen layout. Most of the same strategies as the original Yars Revenge do apply, though. So, for example, you can figure out when the swirl is going to fire by the colour of the Qotile. So you see, it cycles around a set sequence of colours. And when it goes sort of... it's like white, orange, red, I think. So there we are. White, yellow... yellow, red, and then it fires on the red, as you can see. Oh no! I keep Zorloning myself. There's a lot less room to play with in this one, because of the arrangement of the screen. There's a lot less room to manoeuvre. Now, one quite good approach does appear to be setting up the Zorlon cannon on one side and then firing it across like that from the other side. So that's probably a strategy worth pursuing. And we just blow some holes in that side of the shield. Watch out for the swirl. Blow some holes in this side of the shield as well. Form a nicely migraine-inducing pattern for everyone to enjoy. As if the flicker in this game wasn't already enough. Alright, and head over here. Another swirl incoming. Okay, getting the hang of this now. Nice big gap there. Let's form a nice big gap on this side as well. Okay. I think we can probably set up a Zorlon over there, head over here, wait for a prime opportunity, and fire! There we go, beautifully done. I will confess, I've never been a huge fan of Yars Revenge myself. I know a lot of people sort of hold it up as one of the best games on the Atari 2600 and all that, but I don't know. It's just never quite sort of resonated with me for some reason. But I actually quite like this version because it feels a little bit more strategic and a less about perfect timing. Because part of my issue with the original Yars Revenge is that so much of it is dependent on getting the perfect timing on your Zorlon cannon blast, where oh no! Whereas in this case it feels much more dependent on sort of observing the things like the colour patterns and the patterns in the shield and that sort of thing, keeping an eye on the destroyer missiles, or the one that will kill you anyway, being ready for the swirl when it happens. And using what play area you do have available to yourself in order to set up some optimal Zorlon cannon shots. Alright, come on, over it, and fire! Nicely done, I'm getting the hang of this now. So yeah, I know, I completely understand why purists might scoff at this game, because I mean, sort of the way you fight in this is very different to the original Yars Revenge, because there's that timing aspect where the Qotile is moving up and down in the original Yars Revenge is almost completely eliminated in this one in favour of... I guess there is still a timing element on these stages, because you have to make a gap in the shield and then you have to time your Zorlon cannon shot to go through it. Well, those missiles are getting a fair bit quicker now. So I guess the one that won't kill you is the one that isn't following me on the vertical axis. So like, if I stay up here, and then if I try and run into that one there, that one, the one that doesn't move vertically, is the one that can't hurt you. So it's not supposed to be like that, but that just is how it is. So if you're playing this game for yourself, then watch out for that. And if you do want to play the game as quote-unquote intended, I think you can probably get that 2.2 version over on the Atari Age forums, so take a moment to check that out for yourself if you are curious. Oh, I timed that poorly. Those drones are getting much quicker. Oh dear. He's all on myself right up the bum. Alright, come on, I got this. Give me the thing. Oh no! Okay. Alright. Let's have a go at the harder version. The one player cannon bounces. So in this one, if you fire the cannon at the shield, it'll bounce off it back at you. That is a brand new mechanic. I don't believe that would happen at all in the original Yars Revenge. But other than that, the gameplay is the same. Nicely done. Doing some good damage. And flip. These levels always take so much longer than the other ones. Oh, hello. Why did that spawn in the middle? I mean, I'm not complaining, because all I had to do was put it on top of the Qotile to kill it. Right, this should now bounce. Yeah. Okay, so it just bounces back off in the opposite direction. Still dead easy to clear those stages, though. Leave me alone. Nah. Can you Zolon from the top? No, you can't. Okay. I was just curious. You can only Zolon from the left or right. There's not a ton of tactical benefit of being from at the top. Oh dear! Because it's very easy to shoot yourself. The drones can get you easily. Well, I beg your pardon, the drone can get you easily. And there's just not very much room to maneuver up there either, so, you know, don't stay up the top. Alright, come on. Oh. Not sure what killed me there. Never mind. Alright. Oh, ultimate Yars. Ultimate Yars, you say? Alright, you're on. Watch this. Nah! There's my Zolon cannon. So in ultimate Yars, my Zolon cannon just doesn't appear to respawn at all. Not sure that's what ultimate means. Maybe you have to destroy the whole shield first? Let's find out. Run! No, that's just not spawning, is it? Get away from the thing so I can kill you. Okay, so... Oh no, there it is. What? Okay, so that mode just doesn't work. Okay, let's go back to number 2. So ultimate Yars in this case is just doesn't work Yars. What? What just happened? Why did you think... Oh. I feel this game may have a few little bugs in it, and not the one you're controlling. Still, these things make these old games all the more fun, don't they? Okay, so maybe the original Yars Revenge is better in that it works properly, as it's supposed to. I do still like the slightly more strategic feel that this has, though. Like, I like the whole fighting the thing in the middle rather than fighting the thing on the right. Doesn't seem to be super consistent over when the Zorlon cannon actually appears. Because it's supposed to be when you grab a block of the shield or touch the Qotile, if I remember correctly. Uh-oh. There we munch on that. There we are. And fire. And done. Again, it just spawned in the middle there. I'm sure it's not supposed to do that. It seems to be something to do with which direction you're facing. Okay, so, well, I mean, that is Yars Return. It's not a perfect game by any means. Your mileage may vary as to whether or not you consider it to be superior than the original Yars Revenge. Despite the bugs, I think I do actually still prefer it very, very slightly. But that said, we're playing Yars Revenge next week, so spending some specific time with Yars Revenge might make me appreciate it a bit more than I currently do. Because, like I say, I am very much aware that a lot of people consider the original Yars Revenge to be one of the finest games on the Atari 2600, if not the best game on the Atari 2600. I would contest that. I would say Solaris is the best game on the Atari 2600, but that's the beauty of opinions. They are like arseholes, as they say. Anyway, we'll leave that there for today. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.